Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me again for another episode of Erica Schmerica Reality Recaps. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and go ahead and hit that notification bell to get notified about all new videos that I'll be posting. Today, we're going to be talking about 90 Day Fiance The Other Way, Season 4, Episode 6. Well, let's get started. This week, Ariella and Biniam they rolled up to the pediatrician's office both wearing like mismatched outfits with ripped jeans with like their entire legs showing. Why even bother putting pants on at all at that point? But they had to take baby Obvi to the doctor because they wanted to make sure everything was okay because he was having a little bit of an issue. Turns out that the baby has a hernia, which can be fixed with a pretty routine surgery, but a surgery nonetheless. And Ari is totally freaked out about having the baby undergo surgery in Ethiopia. So she wants to consult her mother, the positive gangster, about where she should have this surgery done because she's thinking it's best if they fly home to the US to have the surgery performed. So of course this is a trigger for Biniam, who already lost his last ex and baby to the US. They never wanted to come back to Ethiopia. And he was very upset because he can't fly, because of visa problems, can't fly with them to go to the US for the surgery. So next up, we see Ariella accompanying Biniam for a haircut. And Ariella is always dressed like she's ready for picture day in 1994. I don't know what these like little mini high ponytails and these like neon nails and these outfits. Not really sure what's going on there. But she had yet another fabulous outfit as she went to accompany Biniam to the barber shop, where she decided that was the perfect place to just let him know that she actually went ahead and bought a ticket without consulting him to go back to the United States because she decided on her own that that's where baby Obvi should have his surgery. She claimed to have insurance back home, which I'm not really sure why she would continue to pay for if she's now living in Ethiopia, but neither here nor there. Anyway, they have a little chat with the positive gangster via FaceTime, and she thinks it's a good idea. And Biniam seemed really concerned that nobody would be able to take care of the baby, and that Ariella wouldn't have help, taking care of her one child for like, a week, 2 weeks. But the positive gangster, being as positive as she always is, reassured him that everything would be fine. So after all that was said and done, just to up the drama factor, Ariella went ahead and met up with Biniam's two sisters at a spa of sorts. I mean, I'm used to like spas that are very white and pristine and clean and, the sterile, maybe playing a little like, baka, baka, like music with like birds chirping in the background. Now, this was more of a cavernous feel to it, dirt floor, a lot of earth tones to say the very least. A lot of women, barefoot women in like, these weird kind of like potato sack looking outfits. So they all go in and they sit on a steaming bench with steam coming up from underneath to air out their lady parts. I guess they've all seen Seeking Sister Wives season 1. Anyway, so while they were being slathered in butter and honey and coffee grinds, basically anything you could have found in the sink trap at, IHOP or something after a breakfast rush, Ariella decides it's the perfect time to tell the sisters Biniam her big plan of going home to the States, but she will be returning, or so she says. So the sisters, of course, are like, this is what we've been hounding you over for the last 2 seasons. We know that you're just like his ex-wife. We don't expect that you're gonna want to come back and live in Ethiopia. So, this is what we're worried about. And they seem to have a contentious relationship altogether. The fact that they had this very serious conversation all while like steaming and with butter in their hair, and the butter in the hair was probably very attractive to Big Mike's mom, Trish, who was probably watching at home, wondering if their minds were very clear. So I guess next week it's time for Ariella to leave with the baby, and the previews show, that she may be apprehensive to return. Next up were Steven and Elena. So this completely awkward teen dream couple were strolling around Turkey. They decided to stop and have a little chit chat about, Steven's big love life back home, in which he was like making out with other girls. I can't believe there's a line of girls for this. Anyway, it must be that Fabio hair he has going on. In any case, Elena's very upset. She was under the impression, being that they're like going to a foreign country to get married and all, that they were exclusive, but no, that wasn't clear enough to Steven. So they seem to have like moved past that and they're trying to loosen up and have fun. They went ahead and went to a winery for some wine tasting, which Elena had to talk Stephen into because of his Mormon faith. He's not allowed to consume alcohol. So Stephen agreed that he would like sniff and swish and spit the wine and he wouldn't drink it. Anyway, while they were doing all that, he worked up the like non-swallowed liquid courage to confess to Elena that he actually isn't as pure before marriage as she thought he was. So apparently he was not saving himself for Elena at all, and he was skittily pooping with whoever was around in Utah for the day. Also, Elena had chit-chatted with her friend Masha, where they were trying to entrap Stephen with their like sexy decoy plan online. Of trying to get, Stephen to flirt, because this is all very mature. Just go through his phone while he's sleeping like everyone else. Anyway, so she chats with Masha and Masha's like, oh, he answered me. I asked him when the best time to visit Utah is. And after several messages, he finally responded and said winter was the best time. And they're both like, oh, that's an open invitation. It's like, I don't know how many more signs there should be that this couple is too young and too dumb to be getting married just yet. Then there were Jenny and a boy named Sue. Meet. Anyway, they were strolling along Lover's Lane, as they love to do, discussing how Smee ruined his whole family's baby announcement / baby shower at the temple last week, and how terribly that went once he brought up the subject of Jenny. He's definitely terrorizing his sister-in-law, Shri, with her pregnancy. And Jenny is wearing a sweatshirt that says, hey, we don't give up, okay? I think just to really drive that point home that Smee should not give up on her and he should just keep annoying the crap out of his family for the sake of their love. So anyway, as they were walking and talking, Sumit admitted that, this whole relationship with Jenny is probably very hard because his mother actually really liked the girl that he was previously married to and considered her a daughter, and that she was domestically a great help. And that young girl could probably bend right over and look under the couch cushions and find the remote much faster than Jenny can ever do that. She's not getting all the way down on the floor. She could break a hip. So meanwhile, mothers to me would really prefer somebody younger and more spry that could easily find the missing remotes. He also told Jenny that he had a younger sister who died, unfortunately, of jaundice when she was very little. And, this just broke his mother's heart. And he feels like maybe she feels like she has like a missing piece of her because she lost this daughter and she really wanted that bond instead of, Jenny. Jenny suggests that the whole family needs to see a psychiatrist, especially Mother Sumi, who's just crazy and has tantrums all the time. And meanwhile, Father Sumi is always trying to cover for her, and it's saying she's the boss, it's her way or the highway, and he just lets it all go. She also suggested that maybe she and Sumit should go for psychiatry, and I bet if they do, it's going to be the same guy who played the lawyer or who played the passport replacement officer or something like that. Budget cuts. Previews for next week, though, show the parents, Sumi, moving in with Sumit and Jenny. So I can't wait to see how that's going to go. Back in Mexico with Carmando, it looks as though it's the same old shenanigans. Like, will Father Armando show up to the wedding? Won't Father Armando show up to the wedding? I don't know. Is he the only person attending the wedding? I don't know why we're like so stuck on this. However, in this episode, we saw Mother Armando and his sister and Cassidy, Kenny's daughter, take little Hannah, who's just adorable, over to a dress shop to get her whole outfit together for the wedding. Of course, this wedding is like pretty much going to be a Hannah fashion show with like two guys that get married in the background. This is all about Hannah and her dress. So while they're at the dress shop, Armando's mother and sister and Cassidy have this like heart to heart. They're all crying. This is like the Hallmark Channel over here at Team Carmando. Anyway, before they headed out from San Felipe and back to their house, they had to go say goodbye to Father Armando. And it's always like, will he show up? Won't he show up? But he did show up. So it seems that Father Armando pulled himself out of the house away from binge watching Will and Grace as part of his acceptance program. And he actually handmade a necklace for Cassidy. It was crystal, like kind of like his crystal necklace. And now I've figured out that he is on this show for product placement because he probably has his own like little Etsy store that he's running where he sells crystal necklaces. And now it's just waiting and seeing if we're going to have to sit through 3 more episodes where we're questioning if Armando's father is going to be in attendance or if he's going to stay home and watch Will and Grace. Elly and Victor are back in San Andreas, taking a break from Providencia to discuss their future and what they're going to do about living in this like ravished island. So Elly is kind of like not feeling it. She really needs the air conditioning. That tropical weather with no air conditioning is no good for her curls. So Victor, he didn't really want to leave the house open and available to any Providencians who might want to just take up residence in their house and steal all of his Bob Marley posters. So, he was suggesting that maybe as a compromise, they should get a place in San Andreas and then every couple of days, take the boat ride back to Providencia where they would, try and fix up the house. Elly thought she was going to just move there and have this beach life and this beach bar and everything was going to be great. But meanwhile, not so much. So after that little conversation, Elly was feeling like she was trying to pretend that she was really positive. She just wasn't sure. But she privately had a video chat with her friend Hiromi back home, who tried to remind her friend that she was basically dating a cheater with a broken house and that maybe she should rethink this entire thing. Next week, the preview did not look positive for poor Elly, who looked like she was frizzy and sweaty and tired, and kind of fed up and in a fight with Baba, aka Victor. I keep thinking of a baby bottle when I hear that. Anyway, I guess we shall see next week. Thanks so much for joining me for another episode of Erica Schmerica Reality Recaps. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and go ahead and hit that notification bell to get notified about all my new videos. See you guys next week. Bye.